Hey everyone, it's Barb Betts here, broker owner of the Betts Realty Group, and I am here today with a buyer and a seller education tip because it comes out of the purchase agreement and both buyer and seller both have to agree to the purchase agreement, and it's about contingencies. Now, number one question I get asked that most people don't understand is what is a contingency and what are the typical contingencies in a contract? Now, contingency essentially means reason to cancel. Every contingency you put into the contract essentially means you have a reason to cancel if you cancel within the time frame allowed before you've removed that contingency. Now, there's three main contingencies in a contract, but there's one that confuses everyone. I'll meet with a lot of sellers who say, I'm not going to take a contingent offer. I know what they mean by that. What they mean by that is I don't want a buyer who has a home to sell as a contingency, meaning they can't buy my home until they sell their home. And that is one of the contingencies, but it's not one of the main ones. Here's the thing, guys. Every single contract essentially is contingent because it's contingent usually on three main things. One, loan. Can the buyer achieve the loan that they've applied for or been pre-approved for? And a pre-approval is not a approval. You still need a loan contingency protection. The second is your appraisal contingency. And your appraisal contingency goes right along with the loan, and you can't get a loan without an appraisal. The third contingency is your inspection contingency, and that's the one that you're most involved with as a buyer because you're going to have a good professional inspection of the home, and you're going to deem that the home is in the condition that you're willing to accept. Yes, you can negotiate repairs, you can ask for credits, things like that during that contingency period. The inspection contingency also means you're satisfied with the neighborhood, the schools, the communities, the parks, any crime in the area. It's your due diligence time to figure out everything you need to about that home. Now, there's other contingencies. There's things like the seller has to be able to deliver you free and clear title. If they can't deliver you free and clear title, you don't have to buy the property. If you buy in a homeowners community, there's a homeowners association contingency where you have to receive HOA documents, you have to receive the CC&Rs, you have to receive lots of things that you're going to check to make sure you still want to live in that community. There's also many other contingencies that can be added into the contract, like bankruptcy approval, short sale approval. It could be a judgment on the property that has to be removed. But I want you to remember the three most important: inspection, loan, and appraisal. And here's the number one thing that you need to know as a buyer. It is my professional opinion that it is not typically 99% of the time in your best interest to waive any of those contingencies, inspection, loan, and appraisal up front. Because here's what contingency means. If you don't put in a contingency to protect yourself on an appraisal and the home doesn't appraise, you can't cancel for that reason, and the seller would be eligible to keep your deposit if you do not perform. And therefore, it is in my professional opinion that you should have contingencies to protect you at all times. Now, you will be asked at some point to remove those contingencies, and if you don't remove those contingencies in the allotted time, the seller can issue a notice to perform and essentially cancel the transaction if you refuse to remove those contingencies. So consult your real estate professional on all of these items. Make sure you're well educated. Make sure you understand what you're signing. And if you don't have a trusted professional to rely on, we'd love to be your trusted source for your real estate needs. Have a great day.